Thanks for checking out yet another haul video. And this is primarily Vinegar Syndrome again. I'm sure the title will say that. There's two other Blu-rays in this that are not Vinegar Syndrome, but I'll tell you the reasons for those. This is a rare occurrence where I did not purchase from Vinegar Syndrome. Here's my stack of stuff to go over. I purchased from someone in the Vinegar Syndrome Collectors group on Facebook that I joined recently. Because I saw the individual had a lot of titles, including one title in particular I was really looking for because I missed out on it when it originally came out, and it's out of print at this point. So I needed it. I paid a decent amount for it, but I will say that the individual was very much fair because what it's going for is way higher than what this individual charged me. So they were being very nice about it. Just know it went to a good home. So anyway, this individual, big thank you to Rory Clark. Rory was excellent to work with, super communicative. Don't know why words are a problem today. Very nice guy. Hooked me up with two extras, which are the first two things I'm going to show you, which he did not have to do. It was very nice. Packaged extremely well. And these are in basically pristine condition, which is awesome. And of the 6 Vinegar Syndrome titles I bought from him, only 2 of them were actually unwrapped. So I think he only watched 2 of them and then just sold them with the other ones. I don't know. So anyway, let's go over this real quick. The first extra he gave me was The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, which, for some odd reason, I had purchased a long time ago the DVD for The Two Towers, and that was it. That was all I owned as far as any of this stuff went. Any of the Lord of the Rings stuff went. So, hey, cool to have this now and on Blu-ray. The next extra is actually one that I already owned from a long time ago on DVD, and he sent it to me on Blu-ray, so I'm like, okay, well then, this will just replace the DVD in my collection, so upgrade The Hangover. I think it's funny. It was way funnier back when it first came out, but I think it's still funny. Still holds up relatively well, so thank you, Rory, for those extras. So now let's get to all the ones that I was looking to get, and the main one I was going for is the last one I'm going to reveal. So the first one I got is Steel and Lace. This one's still available. A bunch of these are still available on Vinegar Syndrome's website, but a lot of them don't have the slipcover still, and I was interested in having the slipcover. But also, he was selling these for a pretty fair price, so, So anyway, the first one is Steel and Lace. Great cover. For some individuals, very wonderful back for them. May find a lot of enjoyment in that one. And then this has been flipped on the inside because I believe it was just this cover again. So this is the other cover. Looking fun. All right, let's read this one. After her attackers go free, Gailey Morton, the victim of a vicious assault, commits suicide. Her vengeful brother, brilliant robotics engineer and scientist, Dr. Albert Morton, decides to use his skills to exact vengeance, transplanting his sister's brain into a humanoid cyborg with bone-crushing strength and an array of built-in torture devices. Albert begins sending Gailey on a series of missions to violently do away with the men who wronged her. A twisted and original take on the rape and revenge genre, acclaimed effects artist Ernest Farino's feature film debut, Steel and Lace, is an action and bloodshed-packed early 90s direct-to-video horror treasure. Trying to see if any of the names are recognizable. Not to me, but very excited to watch this one. Looks fun. I'm into it. Then the next one is one I've already seen and have actually already reviewed for my channel because it was on Shudder. And that one is Fade to Black. I really enjoyed this film. I think it's great for me to own it. Plus, the artwork on this is phenomenal. I mean, that looks wonderful right there. The back is super cool, too. It's got kind of like all the different personas, basically, of the main character from the film. So you can watch my review that's on my channel. Just search Carlin Cook Fade to Black and it should come up. So this one will just get rotated right into my collection. Real quick. The inside, very awesome. That looks great. Again, this was what was on there. This has been flipped. Looks awesome. All right, Eric Binford lives for, and if he could have it his way in the movies. He works at a 35mm print depot as a delivery boy, but spends all of his free time watching classic films and collecting Hollywood memorabilia. Endlessly tormented by his colleagues, Eric drifts further and further into a dream world wherein he embodies the silver screen characters he so deeply worships. However, when the teasing pushes him too far, he snaps and literally goes into character, donning the outfits of his big screen idols and slowly but surely killing off his tormentors in outrageous recreations of his favorite film scenes. A slasher that's profoundly infused with cinephile and old Hollywood iconography from its first frame to its last, Vernon Zimmerman's Fade to Black is an often haunting examination of the terror that can occur when fantasy and reality collide. It is a masterpiece of psychological horror that's making its long overdue worldwide Blu-ray debut. Yeah, this is a good one. If you haven't seen Fade to Black, definitely watch it. It may even, I don't know if it is, but it may even still be on Shudder. I don't know. Okay, then the next one is one I've seen on Shudder. I have not reviewed it, so I will watch this copy and review it at some point. Dimensiones Occultas, which is also known as Don't Panic. That's the name it's under on Shudder. Dimensiones Occultas. Looks great, looks cool. The back, also very cool. Love it. And then the inside, flip the cover. Old school. Looking good. It's Michael's 17th birthday, and his friends have decided to surprise him with the ultimate birthday bash, breaking into his house and playing with a Ouija board. Nice. But what they think is just a harmless bit of fun quickly turns into a supernatural terror when they unwittingly summon a demonic presence named Virgil, who proceeds to possess someone close to Michael, forcing them to savagely kill anyone and everyone Michael cares about. All the while, Michael begins to have terrifying dreams, which he slowly begins to realize might be visions of the carnage that only he can stop. A bonkers tribute to A Nightmare on Elm Street from the reigning king of gory Mexican horror, Ruben Galindo Jr., who also did Cemetery of Terror and Grave Robbers, which on another haul video I showed you, I got Grave Robbers. Don't Panic has gained a long overdue cult fan base in recent years and is guaranteed to leave viewers both awestruck and dumbfounded from its surreal opening through its action-packed finale. Yeah. This one is fun. It is like in that so bad it's good category, and it's a good watch. So I look forward to rewatching this and reviewing it. Now the next one is just one that I have heard is good. This one was pretty highly recommended, so I decided to get this as well, and that is Deadline. And actually a lot of people on YouTube have said that it's really good. As far as slipcovers go, this one's not the best. It's okay-ish. I actually like this cover on the inside a lot more. A Living Nightmare. Stephen Lessey makes his living as a horror writer who has learned that the bloodier the story, the bigger the market. But Stephen has also hit a personal crisis wherein he yearns for artistic recognition and an escape from the brutality he conjures up to earn a living. All the while, his horrifying and murderous fantasies begin to blend into his day-to-day life, numbing him to his crumbling marriage until a shocking tragedy occurs from which he has no escape. One of the true hidden gems of Canadian horror cinema, Mario Azzopardi's Deadline, is an unflinchingly grim, twisted, and cynically comedic study of a man's slow descent into madness, punctuated by expertly rendered and creatively staged gory deaths. Featuring elegant and colorful cinematography by Manfred Goethe, who did The Pit. Oh yeah, The Pit. Tightly paced editing and even a surprise musical sequence featuring acclaimed new wave band Rough Trade. Okay. Yeah, I'm into it. I'm excited. Again, heard good things. Real quick. Gotta wet my whistle. It's a little horror hydration to keep it going. Okay. So this next one, I think, is the only time that a 3D version of a film has been put out by Vinegar Syndrome at this point. Who knows? Maybe they'll do another one in the future. This one I've heard good things about. Plus the whole like 3D thing just sounds cool. And that is Silent Madness. As you can see, it says down here in 3D. Great cover art. Really love that. The back is awesome too. He's out now. The terror has just begun. Also looks great. This is an awesome slipcover. Really do love this one. And then the inside is kind of just like a extended version, a larger version of what was on the front. So there you go. Looks good. When a glitch in the computer system at an asylum for the criminally insane results in the release of the wrong patient, a giant in stature homicidal maniac named Howard Johns, who has a penchant for killing college co-eds, it's up to one of the Institute's top doctors to track him down. Unfortunately, it's not just Howard she has to worry about, as the administration of the asylum has decided to cover up the error to avoid bad press, going as far as to hire a duo of thugs to permanently silence the good doctor. Soon enough, Howard finds his way back to the sorority house he once terrorized and sets out to murder the latest batch of nubile co-eds who have taken up residence in the stately manor. One of the few slashers produced during the short-lived early 80s revival of 3D movies, Simon Nocturnes, who also did Savage Dawn, his silent madness knows exactly what audiences wants and delivers. Heavily gelled lighting and excellent use of 3D photography from Gerald Fail, who also did Friday the 13th Part 3, elevate the high body count drive-in classic, which stars Belinda Montgomery and career Viveca Lindfors and career stuntman Solly Marks as the diabolical Howard Johns, never officially released on disc and nearly impossible to see in the original scope and 3D version. So it literally does come with the 3D glasses, which is cool. And then as you can see, there's two discs because one is the 2D version and one is the 3D version, which is cool. I love that idea. As far as when I watch it to review it, I'm going to watch the 2D version, and then I might pop on the 3D version for a little bit just to kind of see what that looks like. Me and 3D don't get along the best. It can give me a headache, so, you know. But I like the concept of it, and I've heard it's actually just a good flick. So, last one. I am a huge fan of terrible cinema. One of my favorite movies is The Room by Tommy Wiseau. So if you know that, you know what I'm talking about as far as terrible goes. What level? Love things like Samurai Cop. That's another great one. So I'm really into that stuff. So when I found out about this one, Champagne and Bullets, and then found out that I missed out on the release, I was like, I need to find this somewhere. But it was selling for $200 on eBay. I did not spend nearly that. So like I said in the beginning, thank you, Rory, for making this a reasonable price in comparison to what's being charged out there online. It has gone to a wonderful home. I am extremely excited to watch this. So Champagne and Bullets is supposed to be horrible. Just laugh out loud terrible. So I'm so excited. It has a great cover. It has a great back. I mean, it's awesome. I know there's like a demonic cult or satanic cult involved. And it's one of these dealies. Very hard, too. It's very sturdy. Okay, and then the inside's just the same. After being set up on phony drug charges by a corrupt cop named Normad? N-O-R-M-A-D. Oh my gosh. Two respected policemen, Rick and Huck, are kicked off the force. Years later, Rick reunites with Cindy, his ex-girlfriend, who reveals that she's being pursued by a ruthless satanic cult that has started practicing human sacrifices, and even worse, is being operated by none other than Normad. Is that worse than the human sacrifices? I don't know. When Huck is set up again by Normad, who is now a judge, Rick takes it upon himself to defeat the encroaching evil. An almost indescribable action film and pure passion project directed, produced, written by, and starring John DeHart, which is his sole filmmaking venture, killed his career. Champagne and Bullets was produced in 1993, but revamped several times over the subsequent 2 decades by its director. Each new iteration was more mind-blowing than the last, with the culmination, called Get Even, becoming an immediate cult hit and the stuff of legend in video trading circles. Co-starring Wings Hauser, who was in Vice Squad, and William Smith, who was in Memorial Valley Massacre, Vinegar Syndrome Archive is overjoyed to present the Blu-ray debut of John DeHart's Champagne and Bullets in its never commercially released original 16mm cut, as well as its Road to Revenge and notorious Get Even re-edits. A lot on this, and one of the things I'm most excited about, other than just seeing how terrible this is from the get-go, commentary with the guy who did the film. With how bad this film is and with what its reputation has turned into, I cannot wait to listen to that commentary. It's got to be good. It's got to be, like, potentially epic. I don't know. But anyway, that was an awesome haul. Thank you so much again to Rory Clark. Like I said, things went very seamlessly. He was wonderful, packaged well, very nice guy, very communicative, awesome. So thank you very much for that. Yeah, I will be doing more Vinegar Syndrome unboxings or haul videos. Majority of the time, it's just going to be me purchasing directly from Vinegar Syndrome, but there may be some other instances like this because I'm trying to grow this Vinegar Syndrome collection. Thank you, everyone, for checking this out. Do me a quick favor, hit subscribe if you haven't done that already. Hit the notification bell button as well if you want to know when I'm putting up new videos. Go ahead and leave comments if you want about what you saw here that you may be personally interested in, or you think that I personally would be interested in. Or are there any ones you want to warn me about, saying be prepared when you go into this one. But thank you very much for watching this video, and until next time, keep it brutal.